During college, I paid a guy to be my boyfriend. As long as he stayed with me, I covered his family's medical bills. That poor scholarship student endured 4 humiliating years with me. Later, my family went bankrupt. When we broke up, he remained ice cold, not even attempting to stop me. Years after, while I was working as a waitress at a karaoke bar to pay off debts, he became a tech mogul dating our former prom queen. He asked me, "Do you regret it?" No. But I was the one who ended up regretting it. I never imagined reuniting with Ethan this way, me serving fruit platters at his private karaoke suite. I kept my head down, terrified he might recognize me. Sophia sat beside him, their matching designer outfits screaming power couple. "Waitress," Ethan called out without looking up. "Slice these oranges." My hands trembled as I quartered the citrus. Back in college, he'd always peeled oranges for me with surgical precision, each segment perfectly symmetrical. I'd mistaken his habitual kindness for love. Now I understood when those skilled fingers handled fruit. He contemplated algorithms, stock markets, anything but the girl beside him. For years apart might as well have been 4 lifetimes. The conversation turned to campus romances. Someone ventured, "Rumor says you dated someone all through college." "Ethan?" The paring knife slipped, nicking my thumb. Ethan acknowledged with a non-committal hum. "4 years. That's practically a marriage." The guest pressed. Sophia's laugh tinkled like champagne flutes. Ethan barely tolerated her. If not for that clingy ex, we'd have gotten together years earlier. Murmurs of agreement rippled through the group. I adjusted my visor, blood soaking through the bandage on my finger. "Useless." Sophia snapped at my bleeding hand. "Can't even handle basic tasks?" The manager materialized, all apologetic smiles. "Complimentary fruit platters for everyone. She's new." As I fled, Ethan's voice froze me mid-step, deeper now, edged with something unrecognizable. "Turn around." 2 heartbeats passed. The manager shoved me toward the exit. "Fetch fresh oranges." I escaped into the service elevator, orange slices scattering across the floor like abandoned moon phases. Then, the team leader said to me, "Next time, be more quick-witted. We were all new once. If you get a complaint, tonight's work will be for nothing." "Thank you. Don't mention it. Be extra careful with that VIP room, those are all important guests. Especially the youngest and most handsome one in the middle. He's the CEO of an innovative tech company. None of us can afford to offend him." "Emily, I'm a bit scared. Can you help me deliver the oranges?" "Sure." I sighed in relief. If there was anyone in this world who had already thoroughly offended Ethan, it would be me. I was the ex he always complained about. I still remember freshman year. Ethan stood among the new students in faded clothes, visibly out of place. His poverty was obvious, yet so was his quiet dignity. I loved the cool clarity of his voice and the way his thin eyelids lowered when he looked at me. Ethan desperately needed money. His financial aid spot had been taken by a teacher's pet. So one evening after class, I pounced like a predator, grabbing his delicate hand. "Ethan, I like you. Let's date. I've got plenty of allowance, we can share it. If not, I'll pay you for every kiss." Of course, he refused. But back then, my life had always been smooth sailing. I didn't understand defeat. The more he resisted, the harder I pursued until his grandfather, who raised him, fell critically ill. Without blinking, I paid the medical bills. Ethan finally relented. Foolishly, I thought I'd helped him. Only much later did I realize I'd won him, but shattered his pride. After we got together, he still worked multiple jobs. He rarely used my money. Yet things worsened. Rumors spread across campus that he'd sold himself for cash. Classmates gave him cruel nicknames. Naively optimistic. I squeezed his hand and said, "Ignore them. They're just jealous." I lived in my ivory tower, never noticing Ethan was fighting this battle alone. Senior year. My family went bankrupt. I didn't tell Ethan. I simply called him out and said, "Let's break up." "Why?" "I'm bored." "Okay." Just like that. We ended. I assumed he was relieved to finally be free. That same day, I destroyed my SIM card, deleted my social media, and boarded a train to another city to work off debts. I only returned 3 months ago. Ethan seemed to be thriving. The academic prodigy who dominated our department had become a tech mogul gracing finance magazines in just 4 years. Sophia, our class beauty who debuted as a celebrity junior year, was now with him. Good for them. Really. I pressed a hand to my chest, smothering the ache. My shift ended at 4 a.m. I was the last to leave. My coworkers, thinking everyone was gone, had turned off the lights and shut down the elevators early. Frustrated, I kept pressing the elevator button, hoping to revive it. "Just make a call." Ethan's voice suddenly came from behind me. Stiffly, I phoned maintenance. When the elevator restarted, we stood in the cramped space. "Do you always work this late?" he asked indifferently. "We wait until all customers leave." "Does this place pay well?" "Decently." I kept my head down, baseball cap shadowing my face. Ethan didn't seem to recognize me, making casual small talk before checking his watch. "This elevator's too slow. My girlfriend gets impatient, she's the clingy type who loves to act cute." My breath hitched, realizing he meant Sophia. "What about you? No boyfriend picking you up?" "I live nearby." The doors opened. I bolted out. Ethan's controlled composure shattered. "Running again? Where exactly can you run? Emily?" He closed the distance, his teenage awkwardness replaced by dangerous poise. "Deleted socials. Disconnected number. Even our professors lost track of you. Impressive." I finally met his gaze. "You must have checked through your connections already. My family went bankrupt. My father's still entangled in lawsuits. Why didn't you tell me back then?" Before I could answer, Sophia approached. "Emily, it really is you." She perfected her beauty since college. Every strand photo ready. "Our whole class searched for you. Where have you been these 4 years?" "Down south." Explains the outfit. Her eyes swept over my fraying coat. "Isn't this the parka you bought junior year?" The down's leaking. Back then, I'd discard clothes after 1 season. Her question aimed to humiliate, but I felt nothing. Still wearable. Sophia brightened. "Having money troubles? Let old classmates help." She produced a platinum card. "Keep it." "Thanks." "But no." I glanced between them, smiling serenely. "I'm getting married soon. You should come." Ethan froze. The KTV job's just my side hustle. On Monday, a new client arrived at my day job. My coworkers were gossiping. "I heard this client is a genius. He originally built the system to find someone." "Huh? Who?" "An ex-girlfriend. Probably." My heart skipped a beat with vague foreboding. Did he succeed? Who knows? The system's still unfinished. But big investors are pouring money into it. Our boss wants to collaborate too. I organized the documents. Outside the meeting room, Ethan's voice carried through the door. "I need more time to consider this partnership." I entered, placing the files on the table. Those intense hazel eyes locked onto me. "Why are you here?" "Working. This is my actual job." My supervisor blinked. "Emmy, you know Mr. Miller? We've met." Ethan's jaw tightened. Just met? He was angry again. I didn't understand why. Wasn't he the one who walked away without looking back that day? Ethan pointed at me. Director Lee. I'll sign the contract on one condition: transfer Emily to be my assistant. My boss agreed before I could protest. They negotiated all day. At dusk, I grabbed my bag to leave. Ethan blocked the exit. Where are you going? I didn't dismiss you. Can't work overtime today. I've got other commitments. What commitments? I need to deliver takeout orders. His shocked expression mirrored my own from years past. In college, Ethan would rush to food delivery shifts after class, eating the company's questionable box dinners. Once I found him crammed in a tiny break room with other drivers, shoveling greasy rice. Ethan, how can you eat this? It's unsanitary. His ears turned red. Sanitation's irrelevant when you're hungry. I dragged him to a new steakhouse charging $500 per person. He stood frozen at the entrance, silently removing his delivery jacket. Now I finally understood his humiliation that day. Snowflakes stung my scraped palms as I apologized to the screaming customer. No excuses. Late is late. A familiar hand steadied my fallen electric bike. Ethan had been watching. For how long? Stop hiding your injuries. His voice cracked. Go disinfect that. After this delivery. Get in. I'll drive you. The customer stared when we pulled up in his Porsche. The hell? Since when do Uber Eats drivers roll in sports cars? I still need to take another order. Ethan said. Stop delivering. No. I didn't earn enough tonight. Then I'll buy it. What? The system automatically accepted the order he assigned with a ding. I'm purchasing your time tonight. Ethan drove me to his house. I stood at the entryway, refusing to step inside. Sophia would be mad. Ethan retorted. You're worried about others? Look at yourself. Besides scraped palms, my clothes were soaked with filthy slush. And Emily. He gestured around. Does this place look like any woman's been here? You don't live together? We were never together. Ethan threw a contract at me. 6 months ago, she approached me for a deal. She wanted protection from casting couch predators. And I needed someone to fend off clients who keep sending escorts to my hotel rooms. He grabbed my injured hand. Cleaning the wounds, as shelves of unopened luxury hand creams loomed behind him, the exact brand I'd obsessed over in college. Today, his voice turned gravelly. I asked your coworkers. No boyfriend. Last week's team building. You said you're single. Emily. You lied to me on purpose. I didn't. Show me the photo then. You and that man. We never took one. You? The girl who documented every latte art. Didn't snap a single couple photo? Thanks for reminding me. I'll send you one next time. Ethan barked a laugh, suddenly caging me against the couch. His body heat seeped through my sweater as I squirmed. I bought your time. You know what that means. I'll refund you. Ethan. I'm really getting married. His fingers trailed down my arm, pausing at the tarnished silver bracelet, his first gift to me when we were 19. That week, he'd vanished between classes, working multiple jobs until his hands blistered. On my birthday, my parents threw a rooftop party at Michelin-starred Aqua. I waited until snow powdered the streets, until my phone finally buzzed. He stood shivering outside the restaurant, yellow delivery jacket crusted with ice. You're late. I'd whined, too young to recognize exhaustion. Ethan ruffled my hair, presenting a velvet box with this bracelet inside. Now his thumb brushed the faded engraving E+E. Getting married? His breath scorched my ear. Yet you're still wearing ex-boyfriend jewelry. How very bridal of you. The bracelet was a basic design. Not expensive, but still far beyond his financial means. I loved it immediately, slipping it onto my wrist that very moment where it remained ever since. Later, my parents called out, asking who I'd been speaking to. They'd never approved of Ethan, deeming him unworthy. When I turned around again, Ethan had vanished into the snowstorm. Even now, I sometimes wonder, at 19, hadn't he loved me? That bracelet cost him sleepless nights of work. Did he trudge through blizzards like I did tonight, stumbling yet pressing forward desperately for this token? But now, he pins me down, forces himself on me. His home displays the luxury brands I once favored. Is this lingering affection or humiliation? I can't decide. Tears welling despite myself. Ethan freezes, flustered as always by my crying. Some things never change. He fumbles to wipe my cheeks. Don't cry. He murmurs. I'm sorry. I only meant to tease you. It's your 26th birthday. I bought you a new bracelet. What? I'd forgotten my own birthday. Ethan produces a velvet box. See if you like it. He moves to replace my old bracelet. Emily. Maybe we could. The doorbell rings. Liam leans against the doorway. Cigarette dangling. Here for Emily. Who are you? Her fiancé. Didn't she mention me? The bracelet slips from Ethan's hand. I leave with Liam. He keeps the windows shut, chain smoking until the car reeks. We've known each other for years. Before my family's bankruptcy, he'd confessed his feelings repeatedly, but I'd been too obsessed with Ethan to notice. Last week, Liam reappeared with an offer, marry him, and he'd settle my debts. When I asked why, he smirked. To prove you chose wrong. Only I can save you. That pauper would have dragged you down. So this marriage would feed his savior complex. Pathetic. Tonight, I'd reluctantly asked his help, a phone call to create an escape route. Instead, he barged in. Why pretend to be my fiancé? I snap. What's the difference? We'll be married soon anyway. I haven't agreed. Got better options? Liam sneers. You're drowning in debt. Who else would take you? That pauper ex of yours? His laugh grates. The college boyfriend? Trust me. He's here to gloat. Back then you held all the power. Now you're nothing but a joke to him. That's none of your business. How can it not be? Back then he stole my girl. Now I need to take him down a peg, Liam. I'm not your property. I never agreed to be with you before. And I never will. I got out of the car. And Liam didn't stop me. You think this is your decision to make? Emily. Think about your family. His smug expression somehow reminded me of the past. Those people who spread rumors and mocked Ethan must have lived just like this. Does Ethan see me the same way in his heart? News of my return spread among old classmates, along with stories of my family's downfall. My college roommate Olivia reconnected with me. She's getting married and asked if I'd still be her bridesmaid, a promise we'd made years ago that whoever married last would stand for the other. At the wedding, I reconnected with dozens of former classmates, exchanging contacts one by one. Olivia stood in her wedding dress with tears in her eyes. Emmy, I always thought you'd be the first of us four to marry. If I got married first, how could I be your bridesmaid? Don't even start. For years without a single word, I could have killed you. I'm sorry. I'm staying put now to make it up to you. Olivia smiled through her tears. Why did you disappear off the face of the earth back then? We could have helped if you'd told us. I stared at my shoes, then finally voiced what I'd carried for years. I'd never experienced such complete failure. Livy. My entire life collapsed overnight. I didn't know what to do. Couldn't bear anyone's pity, even sympathy felt like salt in the wound. On impulse, I erased all traces of myself. Olivia sighed. Ethan nearly lost his mind searching for you. What? I froze. You didn't know? He tried everything, professors, school admins, nearly called the police. A broke student with no connections. He even went to your family home. Reading my expression, she continued. You know how terrified he was of your parents, but he went anyway. Found your whole neighborhood emptied, not even your parents remained. First time I saw Ethan break down. He sat at your doorstep, crying his eyes out. Later he heard rumors you were down south and went looking. But, where were you really? My answer came slowly, Guangzhou. Guiyang. Kunming, lost count. We kept changing names and moving every 2 weeks to dodge debt collectors. No wonder he couldn't track you. Anyway, he finally gave up and returned to Beijing. Started developing that missing persons database system. I didn't understand. I thought Ethan didn't care whether I stayed or left. Before graduation, I'd overheard him talking in the dorm. Any plans after this? Marrying Emily? His cold reply still stung, no. Then my family collapsed. I dumped him without protest. He didn't even try to stop me. So why search everywhere? Regret after losing me? The confusion must have shown. When Olivia tossed her bouquet, I missed catching it. The flowers landed in Ethan's hands. The MC joked, our gentleman here caught the bouquet. Taking this to your girlfriend? Save the trip. Ethan walked straight to me. The crowd erupted. Cheers nearly blowing the roof off. Even Olivia was screaming. I didn't know whether to answer or ignore it. Ethan, you've already met my fiancé. Though he's fake. I refuse to believe your taste has deteriorated that much. Just assume I have bad taste. Fine. Even if he's real. Ethan leaned closer, his breath brushing my ear. Then leave him and come back to me. His deep voice felt like a hypnotic spell. I almost gave in. Came so close. After all these years, Ethan still knew exactly how to push all my buttons. After the ceremony, old classmates kept pouring me drinks. I accidentally overdid it. Next thing I knew, I was sitting in the stairwell. No matter how chaotic things got outside, stairwells always stay quiet. Ethan found me. What are you doing here? I turned around, pouting at him, then burst into tears. Ethan, I'm exhausted. Ethan insisted on taking me home. I kept crying, too unsteady to walk. He carried me bridal style from the car. I'm so tired of working multiple jobs every day. When will this end? Yesterday some customer dumped wine on me. So unfair, it wasn't even my fault. Ethan, I want salmon and sweet shrimp. Sob. I'm forgetting what they taste like. Alcohol made me ramble. Ethan kept comforting me, but his words couldn't penetrate. My last coherent memory was him laying me on his sofa. He asked, "What's so great about that guy?" I mumbled, "He's helping me pay off debts." I can do that too. Emily. I'm better than him. I know what you like. How to make you happy. Emily. I'm begging you, don't disappear again. Next morning, I woke up in Ethan's bed, completely naked. The dining table overflowed with every type of sashimi, plus a plate of oranges sliced with surgical precision. Ethan said, "I called you in sick. No work today." Oh. I sat down, then jolted upright. You called for me? Yeah. To my boss? What's wrong? He'll get the wrong idea. What's there to misunderstand? Everything between us is real. Left me speechless. Asked your boss, you turned down the developer position to juggle multiple jobs? The dev job paid better but required overtime. With side gigs. I earn more monthly. Starting next month. Return to development. Quit all those jobs. I declined, saying I couldn't input anything anymore. My coding skills had gotten rusty over time. It's okay. I'll teach you again, Ethan murmured without looking up. Meticulously peeling shrimp, dipping them in sauce, and placing them in my bowl, just like before. He'd always taken care to remove every shell for me. Back in college, I'd struggled with programming classes. But having a genius boyfriend tutor me for free made it impossible to fall too far behind. I've really forgotten everything, I whispered. Ethan scribbled a few lines of code on paper before sliding closer. These are basics. I'll walk you through them. For a moment, it truly felt like the past, my young man beside me, patiently explaining concepts with that gentle tone. After dinner, I insisted on taking the subway home alone, staring blankly at my phone during the ride. I froze when a message from Sophia popped up. Emmy, please don't hurt Ethan again, okay? What do you mean? He's wanted to repay you all these years. Repay what? The money. She forwarded a screenshot from Ethan's college group chat. Ethan finally cleared it all. What a relief. Others, congrats. Freedom from that massive burden. Haha. Before I could process it, a debt settlement notification lit up my screen, balance fully paid. Payer, Ethan Miller. My hands trembled so violently I nearly dropped the phone. Memories flooded back, Ethan frantically searching for me after our breakup. Promoting me at work. Raising my salary. Every word and gesture, even last night. All just to settle a debt. Only that. Sophia's words in the karaoke room echoed, he resents you. Maybe that had been the truth. Ethan loathed owing anyone. To him, I'd always been a creditor, a weight shackling his conscience. Grief swallowed me whole. I couldn't even blame him. 8 years ago, I'd forced this imbalance between us. He'd been too principled to take my sacrifices for granted. Too courteous to forget, and I wished desperately he had. Fury blurred my vision as I texted him, who gave you the right to pay my debts? Isn't it better this way? You won't have to work multiple jobs anymore. I don't need it. Emily. Stop being stubborn. I should have done this sooner. I've always wanted to repay you for Grandpa's medical bills. His words cut deep. I'll save up to pay you back. After this, let's only discuss business matters. Ethan kept calling, but I ignored every ring. I took an extra day off. Holed up in my apartment. Sleeping like the dead, trying to compensate for years of lost rest. Next morning, Mom told me Ethan had stood vigil outside my building all night. When I took the subway to work, he abandoned his Porsche to ride the rails with me. That evening at my KTV side job, he rented a private booth by the entrance, watching my every move like a sentinel. 4 days. He shadowed me until I snapped. Stop following me. If I stop, you'll disappear again. He counted on his fingers. Disappearing to other cities. Disappearing into stairwells. Disappearing from my calls. How could I ever feel at ease? I swallowed hard. I promised to repay you. People should trust each other, right? Ethan frowned. What are you talking about? I never asked for repayment. He remained my persistent shadow until Friday's absence. Sophia called in hysterics. Ethan had punched Liam. It happened at an industry mixer. They weren't seated together, so Liam didn't spot him initially. When conversation turned to the vanished Johnson family legacy, Liam bragged, old Mr. Johnson had this daughter Emily, total knockout. Used to play hard to get. But now? Her family's drowning in debt. I offered to clear it. And she came crawling. Worth every penny. Ethan's fist met his jaw mid-sentence. In front of dozens of colleagues. He'd assaulted a Davis heir. Outside the clinic. Sophia confronted me. Ethan built his career from nothing without connections. Do you realize what you've cost him? Her voice shook. Emily. If you won't help him, at least stop destroying him. Destroying? I arched an eyebrow. By what right are you lecturing me? Sophia? She blanched. We agreed our partnership wouldn't interfere with personal lives. He told you about that? Her composure shattered. Tears welled as she whispered. Emily. Our arrangement may be business, but my feelings are real. You vanished before, why not stay gone? Let me have him. You love him? The revelation stunned me. But Sophia, weren't you the one who started those vicious rumors about Ethan in college? All color drained from her face. I smiled coldly. I disappeared. But I didn't forget. I stared at Sophia coldly. After Ethan and I got together, you cornered me in the women's restroom. Do you remember what you said then? You asked, Emily, how much did you pay to keep Ethan? Sophia panicked. I don't remember. Later when people openly called Ethan a male escort. Did you forget that too? That disgusting nickname started with you. Didn't it? No. You're making this up. I don't understand the rules of your celebrity world. How would fans react if they learned their idol once bullied classmates with vicious words? Emily. Sophia's voice sharpened. Now you're spreading lies. Oh. Should I call some classmates to testify? She instantly deflated. Please, Emily. I'll pay you whatever you want. Just stop bringing this up. Okay? Don't tell Ethan either. I was young and stupid when I hurt him. But my feelings now are real. I can make it up to him. Even now you still think you only hurt him? I shook my head bitterly. Sophia. You hurt me too. Then I'll apologize to you. Please, Emily. Don't tell Ethan. Don't ruin his image of me. The clinic curtain suddenly snapped open. Ethan stood framed in the window. He'd likely been there the whole time. Sophia left looking utterly broken. Ethan wasn't exactly the forgiving type. He'd never gotten over those malicious rumors and made no effort to hide his contempt. The genius rarely swore. But his Ivy League vocabulary could eviscerate someone without a single curse. Sophia probably wouldn't dare face him again. You okay? I studied Ethan's bandaged arm. The shallow cuts had been treated. Will this affect your company? Don't worry. Minor issue. But Liam needs stitches. Stitches are too good for him. Hope the bastard gets disfigured. Ethan suddenly chuckled. There you are. What? This is the real you. How long since I've heard that fiery tongue? Keep going, I want more. Screw business deals. Bunch of con artists. More. Damn pork prices. How are people supposed to survive? Excellent. Continue. Fucking overtime. I want to binge Netflix and sleep. Are you complaining about me? Wouldn't dare. You're the only one who would. Sunlight glittered on snow as we bickered down the street. For a moment, it felt like our college days. All my pent-up emotions came flooding out until I was crying mid-sentence. Wait for me. Okay? I'll repay every cent. Ethan fumbled awkwardly. What's this about? And why did you freeze me out earlier? I shouldn't have settled your debts without asking. But you can't just ghost me. You treated me like deadweight. How could I face you? Deadweight? He frowned. Who said that? Sophia, wait. Did she poison you against me? But the screenshots were real. I pulled up the chat history. Ethan Miller looked furious. That's not what I meant at all. He pulled up his phone's chat history with his roommate, showing he'd cleared overdue project payments for his company before those misleading conversations occurred. Somehow, Sophia got hold of the screenshots and twisted their meaning. But how did she know you were helping me repay debts? I asked. She's experienced with settling debts. So I consulted her. Ethan explained. He drove us to his apartment. Though this was my third visit, the atmosphere felt entirely different. Let's clear everything up today. Ethan handed me coffee. Emily, I have questions. Go ahead. Why did you break up? I became a burden. Ending things seemed best. Not because you got bored? I froze, recalling how I'd used bored as my breakup excuse years ago. After I'd uttered those words, Ethan had left without looking back. I thought you saw me as a plaything, he said quietly. For years of amusement. Then family troubles made me useless, so you discarded me. Before I could respond, he rushed on, even if that's true. It's okay, Emily. I've decided, I'll stay by your side however you'll have me. His dark eyes glistened with familiar intensity. It took me moments to formulate a reply. You misunderstood. Those were angry words. Ethan. I never treated you as a plaything, our relationship was real. Why angry? Before graduation, you told your roommate you'd never marry me. Now Ethan looked stunned. After struggling to recall, he laughed bitterly. I meant I couldn't afford marriage fresh out of college. Truthfully, I'd been eyeing engagement rings for months. As we untangled our misunderstandings, the core issue emerged. Our vastly different circumstances had bred mutual distrust. Ethan assumed my financial help was fleeting entertainment. I believed he stayed with me out of obligation. Neither dared believe in genuine love. Returning to the present, Ethan asked Emily, why accept Liam's help but refuse mine? Because I love you. I don't want our relationship reduced to transactions. His eyes lit with recognition. Exactly how I felt back then. Wait, you liked me when I confessed? Earlier. Freshman orientation, when you said I'm Emily, I never forgot. His confession reframed my entire college experience. The quiet scholarship student had loved me first. Confessing just one step too late. And my way of showing affection had been wrong from the very beginning, that free ride on Hobus that started it all. I used what he lacked most to entice him, making it impossible for him to speak up. He'd said I love you countless times. Nobody believed him. Everyone thought he was lying. Just flattering me. Over time, I started believing it too. Even Ethan himself grew confused. Torn and conflicted. He tortured himself daily. Anyone could help him, except me. Because money taints affection. Had Ethan been less proud, he could have stayed comfortably by my side. But he didn't. Precisely why he remained the boy I fell for. Ethan picked up an orange, slicing it methodically. I suddenly remembered our reunion day. What did those words mean? You get to vent. But I can't? I thought you'd grown tired of me, dumping me then vanishing for 4 years like you were avoiding me. Can't I be angry? Maybe he could. But Sophia said you hated me. Sorry. My fault for not correcting her sooner. Ethan placed the final orange slice down with surgical precision. Sighing softly. After all, I really thought you'd abandoned me. Snowflakes drifted outside, making our warm room feel like a dried apricot. In this moment, I finally understood, through time's current. My boy had waited back to me. During our alma mater's homecoming, Ethan and I returned. As an outstanding alumnus, he gave a keynote. The campus remained unchanged, though new youthful faces replaced ours. Youth persists. Passion for dreams never fades. My alumni name tag slipped out. A senior picked it up, exclaiming, "You're Emily? The Emily? You know me? I intern at Miller Tech. You're legendary there." Curious. I recalled visiting Ethan's office once. The receptionist had reacted identically when registering my name, the Emily. To this day, I don't know why. The student continued. Our core algorithm has a note Ethan wrote during system development. If you meet Emily, tell her I love her. Every engineer who worked on that project saw it. As I stood speechless, the intern beamed. How wonderful, he finally found you. After the speech, we walked familiar paths, retracing our youth. We arrived at the library entrance. Ethan gazed at the large tree to the left. This is where you confessed your feelings to me back then. Yeah. I remember. I was so bold back in those days. He stared distantly, memories seemingly drifting far away. Ethan, were you happy during college? He'd struggled, been slandered, Experienced loneliness. I thought the answer must be no. But Ethan said, I was very happy. Because you were there. Even the pain turned into happiness. He turned to face me, lowering his gaze just like he had years ago. Emily. His voice softened. Now it's my turn to say it. The 9th year of loving you is approaching. Give me a chance. Okay? Snow began falling again, flakes catching in his hair. I smiled. Let's take good care of each other in the new year. Happy New Year, my youth. Happy New Year, my first love. Even with lingering regrets, we will forever remain the best versions of ourselves.